Welcome back to Just Talking. We have a great guest for us today. It's Miss America 2012. She's got a great concert coming up, and that is the one and only Miss Laura Kaeppeler. Laura, nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too, Jason. Thanks so much for having me again.
Everybody lights up when I say Laura Kaeppeler, also Miss America 2012. And it was such a great event that when you were crowned Miss America. Was everything a blur at that moment? Do you recall that, how you were feeling when you got crowned back in 2012?
Yeah, it's a bit of a blur, but also I remember, it was just so exciting to have your name called amongst all those women and to be the one selected was really exciting and emotional. And I think immediately after the fact is a blur, like the moments after you get whisked away to do an interview and you're busy right after that part is more of a blur. But I do remember the moment, and that was very exciting.
And maybe those don't recall that you were crowned Miss Kenosha, and then prior or after that, then what pageant were you in that you were able to go on to Miss Wisconsin and all?
Right. I was Miss Kenosha and then I went to Miss Wisconsin, but I placed second runner up. So I
Okay.
had to go back to the local level. And at that point, I was Miss Southern Wisconsin and then went on to Miss Wisconsin and won that year and then was able to go on to Miss America.
Was there a standout moment in Miss America that you can bring up? I know there's many, but one that's a highlight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was able to do so many incredible things, but the highlight for me was I visited the White House and I met President Obama, got to speak with him. Actually, was able to see the door of the Oval Office. I went into Vice President Biden's office at the time. He wasn't there. And so definitely being able to be, in the White House and meeting some, you know, people I definitely admire and support was uh, just an awesome experience.
What I really liked and when I got involved as far as covering it was the platforms. All the contestants really had excellent platforms. And what was your platform at the time?
It changed throughout the years. I started with advocating for music in schools because, of course, I studied music and I'm a singer. And then as I got further along, I realized that I had more of a story and was able to maybe help more people than I realized. And so I advocated for kids who had parents in prison, at risk youth. And I was able to do so much with that and work with so many nonprofits that support at risk kids, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Clubs, and also down to really small local grassroots efforts. And that's one of the key differentiating factors between Miss America and other pageant systems is that Miss America really heavily focuses on the platform that girls go out into the community to talk about and to raise awareness for.
Excellent. And I believe even after you were crowned, or after 2012, you did still communicate with the Kenosha pageant. I think you were like a mentor, or it was like one of the directors even. Was that correct?
Yeah, I did. I stepped in and I took over for a year and was the Miss Kenosha director. And then I joined the board of Miss America. And so I had to step back being a local director. And but I had a great time doing that. That was really fun to give back to my community and work with Joya Santarelli, who I love and have worked with a lot. So it was a good way to kind of feel like I was coming home.
Oh, yeah. And I just recently found out about this Carthage Scholarship program that you got going on. Is that correct? Let's hear all about that.
Yeah, I really felt, you know, that the pandemic has been really hard for a lot of people, but students especially, students are faced with student loans, they're faced with debt upon graduation, and, we're all being required to adapt to what's going on in the world, but it's something I've wanted to do for quite some time. And so I was able to donate to Carthage and provide a bit of a scholarship to help Kenosha students who may be looking to apply to Carthage.
And then I believe you're involved in a podcast.
Yeah, so I started Health Interrupted, which is the name of the podcast. And my co host, Gina Lombardi, is a good friend of mine, and she's been my personal trainer for a long time. And it was during the pandemic that we were both saying, like, wow, we are so interrupted by this, life in general. And we kind of sat with that for a while, and we realized beyond the pandemic, we're all interrupted in our lives in some way, shape, or form. And but how do we carry on? How do we overcome those interruptions that we all face? Maybe you ran out of gas one day, or maybe you have a really serious health issue. It could be something really minor, but it interrupts your day, or it could be something big that you have to look at and say, I might need to reassess my life in a certain area. And so we created this podcast, and we've been able to talk to a lot of really inspiring people who have overcome really big interruptions in their life, but they haven't allowed it to define them. And in fact, they've used their difficult experiences to actually make them bigger, bolder, braver versions of themselves. And they've gone on to actually do incredible things that they never dreamed they could do. And so we hope that, anyone who may listen may be inspired to just push through whatever that thing is for you at the time. And, realize that life is hard. We're all in this together.
How can somebody hear the podcast?
Well, you can visit our website, healthinterruptedpodcast.com, or you can listen on any podcast streaming service that you use, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Audible. It's on all the platforms. On Health Interrupted, the main focus is the podcast. We have a great blog section where we post various health topics and write about different ways that we can maintain health. And another cool thing is we also on the podcast talk to doctors who are in the field, and we learn tips and tricks from them on how to really, maintain or achieve optimal health.
Okay, well, we'll definitely check out that podcast. And last but not least, I want to talk to you about is Celebrate Kenosha. I've heard about this, and it sounds like a great event coming up. Let's hear all about it. Well, how did it all come about?
Thanks. Well, it kind of is just in this spirit of wanting to give back to a community that's really supported me and, supported me through so much, and is a community that I really love and cherish the people that are in Kenosha. I wanted to put together this concert. It's going to be at the Bandshell on August 29th. It's a free event for the community to just come together and be by the lake and enjoy a nice afternoon of music. And so we're having some really awesome performers. We have a former America's Got Talent winner, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. We have Saturday Night Live alumni Joe Piscopo. We have Haley Reinhart, who is on American Idol. We have Dave Damiani, who's a musician out in Los Angeles. We have Donnie Most from Happy Days. We have a local artist, Aaron Boheim, and so I'm going to perform as well. So it's going to be a really nice lineup. A great afternoon of music, and prior to the concert, we're going to have Joya Santorelli lead us in a free yoga session. If anyone is into yoga, because Joya just started her yoga business, Santosha Yoga. So it'll just be a nice afternoon, safe, COVID-friendly, outside for the community. 1 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, August 29th.
Sunday, August 29th. Oh, it's going to be just a phenomenal concert. So I got to ask, will the after party be at the spot?
Well, it could be. It could be if anyone wants to go.
And for those who don't know, it was like a Cinderella story. You worked at the spot before all this happened, correct?
I did. Yep, I worked through high school, through college. Made my way through college working there. It was great.
And so one last time, let's plug the concert, the date and the time and where it's going to be.
Yep, Sunday, August 29th at Pennoyer Park, the bandshell. 1 to 3 p.m. is the concert, but yoga will begin at 11:30. If you'd like to come early, bring your yoga mat. We're asking that you bring your own lawn chairs or a blanket to sit on. We're asking that everyone respects our COVID guidelines, which is to wear a mask if you feel so inclined, as well as to make sure that we're spacing 6 feet apart in the audience. And yeah, Sunday, August 29th, 1 o'clock at the bandshell.
Laura Kaeppeler, thank you for all you have done for Kenosha. We'll definitely show up at the event and check out your podcast. And thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thanks for having me, Jason. Good to see you.